had a dream last night that Aki attacked me.
What?
Like he was like ferocious and vicious. And I woke up this morning with this on my neck. Look right there. You see it?
Oh, gosh! 24/7. Hey, we got like matchy shirts on today.
Not really. Yours is black and mine's red.
Yes. We're retaping because last night we were really tired.
Imagine what it would be like to shoot an entire movie just to say, we need to reshoot the whole movie. We originally planned on taping As Good As It Gets episode 3 yesterday morning. We always tape on Friday mornings. However, I was up late the night before editing videos. I thought, well, I'll sleep till 10:30 and then we'll be able to get started. And my wife comes in and wakes me up at 8:30 in the morning and says, there's a noise in my car. You need to take it in right now.
Because I had lots of driving to do.
So I ended up taking the car to the shop and I didn't get home till 12:30 and I had to go to work. And then so we decided to tape last night.
We were tired.
And it come 2 o'clock in the morning, we finally got done taping. And this is me going on, 4.5 hours of sleep. And being up for, 20 hours almost.
Well, and I had a shirt on, and I kept fidgeting with it the whole time, and the angle was wrong, and we're just like, oh, there are so many not good things about that video.
So sorry we're late, but we're here.
Yes!
We're glad you're here. And I guess we should start by saying, welcome to week 3 of As Good As It Gets. I'm Mikey.
And he messed it up again. You would think we've been practicing this.
How do we do this again?
You say, welcome back.
You say. You started sounding like Lisa Loeb.
You have your glasses on.
No, I'm still going to do it so I can read it.
There you go. There you go. You can use them to read. I don't care. That's fine. You just can't look at them with the little buggy eyes.
No buggy eyes, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, and welcome back to week 3 of As Good As It Gets.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Mikey.
And this is a weekly chat from our kitchen.
And we want to welcome everybody back this week. In fact, we want to welcome our Crock posse. That's right. We put out the shout out last week and had people leave comments. And we got comments all over the place. And the majority of everybody says Crock posse was the way to go.
And he's just a wee bit excited about that.
Yeah, because it was such a cool idea. So, we're thinking about...
If you do say so yourself.
It's awesome. So my cousin Wendell, if you're watching, thank you. He was the reason for the suggestion of it, and I'll get you a crock pot or something. But yeah, we're excited. So if you still want to be a slow cooking army or a crock pot family or whatever it is, that's fine.
But that's a really good point because we have taped some other shows.
Yes.
That you've referred to them as other things, so don't get confused.
But we never really had that official name. But now we've got an official name. We are the Crock Posse. We are our own gang, like the Jets and the Sharks. We are the Crock Posse.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about the pressure cooker update. We said we'd update our viewers.
Yes. So if you guys got the newsletter, you probably saw in the post about the pressure cooker sweet potatoes that I have been testing out the new Farberware unit, which is a significantly less expensive electric pressure cooker. And so the two main differences that I've seen so far is one, the pot is non-stick, which is a lot different than the stainless steel pot that you see in most of the units out there. That has a really great piece to it, which is it's non-stick, so it's easier to clean up. But I also am a little concerned about durability, like how long is that going to last? Because the stainless steel stuff will last forever, but that non-stick coating, if you nick it accidentally, could start peeling a little bit on down the road. So that's just something to keep in mind. The other difference that I've noticed is there is no way that I can tell me if I'm wrong, that you can switch it to manual, just pure out manual, which is the way that I'm used to cooking in my, I don't usually use presets in my electric pressure cookers. So that's been a little bit of a learning curve. You can adjust times in the different settings. And so far it hasn't been a problem. Now, I will say there are a few settings that you can't adjust the time, like rice. Like, their rice setting is preset. You can't change it. So we will keep working with it. So far, I think I've made 3 or 4 dishes with it, and everything's turned out great. So far, I've got thumbs up for it as a less expensive way of having an electric pressure cooker. But I'll update you if I ever start to change my mind.
Cool.
So that's where we're at. How about some reader questions?
I think that's a great idea. And I will start with one from Jan. Hello, Jan. And Chris, she's asking, I have a question. Okay, she's not asking if she has a question. She has a question. Thanks for the question, Jan. It says, do you ever bother with crock pot liners? If not, do you have a trick to cleaning your crock pot easily, especially with surgery?
Surgery?
with surgery dishes. What are you cooking in your crock pot, Jan? No, it says sugary dishes. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. No glasses.
Okay, I used to use crock pot liners or slow cooker liners all the time. I don't as much anymore because I have several slow cookers that had that nonstick coating, which is lovely. I've never had anything stick when it comes to the nonstick coating. Oh, is Octavius joining us?
He was getting a little lonely.
Aki.
Hi,
Yes.
everybody say hi, Aki. No, he's part of my answer for this. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, yes. And so, but I still do use my ceramic crocks quite a bit. It's as much as we do slow cooking around here, it really isn't economical for us to put a liner in every time we turn on the slow cooker. So what I do use, if I use my ceramic crock and something sticks, can you hand me that right there? Is my mother-in-law taught me a long time ago that Barkeeper's Friend is a fabulous way to get stuck on food and stains, and they are not a sponsor, off of both stainless steel and ceramic. And so this, I just put a little bit of hot water into the pan, or the crock in this case, and I sprinkle this on it, and I let it set for just a minute or two, and then I take my brush, my kitchen brush, back over it, and it loosens up everything. So it's really, really awesome. I use the powder. I think they have like a paste kind of stuff too, or a squeezable. I don't use that. I use this. I haven't had it scratch anything on me. I don't know if people have ever had that problem, but this has been wonderful. This is also good for those pressure cookers with the stainless steel inserts that don't have the nonstick coating. So
yeah, because a lot of times pressure cookers get that, it
stuff
burns
will
at the
stick.
bottom.
Yeah.
This stuff, you set it in there, let it soak, and then scrub it out, and Barkeeper's Friend takes care of it.
And it's not really all that difficult to scrub out. So
and also, if you go and get a Yorkie, they will also clean your pots and pans very well for you. They're available at Amazon.com. I will send a referral link.
No, they are not.
They ship in a box, come right to your door.
They are not.
No.
He's being silly. And definitely don't sprinkle that stuff in a pan that you're going to let a dog have.
Yeah, don't feed Barkeeper's Friend to your dog.
Okay, here's your question. Mikey,
yes.
Do you have... this is from Mary. Mary asks,
Hi, Mary.
Do you have a recipe for slow cooker chili?
We have a few of those, actually. If you look on the site, go to recipes.crock.com, and I believe it's over on the right-hand side. Look down a little bit. There is a search bar. And on that search bar, type in chili, C-H-I-L-I, and hit enter, and it will bring up every recipe that we have that has chili in it.
Yep.
I mean, you might find some. There's different recipes.
Yep.
So
There's
white chicken chili.
Yeah.
There's regular chili. There's her mom's chili. I don't know if my mom's chili's on there or not.
I don't think it's on there yet.
But we've got different recipes, and just go to the site and check that out. We know some people are more bean fans with their chili, and I think it's and I know a lot of our reader base and fan base comes from Texas. Hey, y'all. And I think if I say this wrong, I will probably get a lot of nasty grams about it. But I think Texas, if I could take a minute here and say, I think they take their chili meat, no beans, I believe. I think the beans are when you come a little further north. And then the further north you get your pasta. That's why, like, you got Skyline Chili, and they've got, like, their spaghetti noodles and stuff. That's started over in Ohio. And Texans, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, and I'm sure you're all going to tell me about it.
Tell us how you like your chili, because we know this can be a very controversial subject. Mm-hmm. Like, up until I went to college, I never knew that people ate chili without pasta. Yeah. And we ate it with elbow noodles. We didn't eat it with spaghetti.
Elbow macaroni.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us both, like, how chili what are your chili rules in your house? And then also what kind of toppings you use on your chili.
Is it more of a broth based thing or like a tomato juice base? Or
Yeah.
is it a thicker, I've seen, thicker chili. Is it meat? Is it with beans, without beans? How do y'all like your chili?
Yep.
Cool.
So there we go.
And your question comes from Lil. And Lil says, do you have any meals that have no carbs? I'm teaching my autistic brother to cook, but he can't eat rice or pasta. I love your blog and your new YouTube. Can you help with any ideas? Well, thank you for the blog and thank you for the YouTube comments there.
And you have a second part to that with the
oh, that's right. Yeah. The next question kind of goes along with it. This is from Debbie D. Yo, Debbie D! I still think it's cool that if you put those two names together, you'd be Lil Debbie D. That'd be a cool rap name. I think if I was going to be a rapper, that'd be my name. I'd be Lil Debbie D.
That has nothing to do with you. You'd be Mikey G.
I think I will.
No.
But Debbie D goes along with that and asks, do you have any low-carb crock-pot dinners? I just found you and your husband crock-pot recipes and videos, and I love them, and we love you.
Yes.
I shared with all my friends and family on Facebook.
Thank you.
I've got a Ninja crock-pot, and I love it. Good taste in who you're looking for, as well as your crock-pots. And I love your husband. Oh, singing Christian songs. Oh, there was more to that. Sorry, I got stuck for a moment. She says, God bless you both, Debbie. Debbie, God bless you as well, and appreciate the check over onto our Church Song Sundays playlist, and awesome that she got a Ninja Crock-Pot.
Yeah.
You got good taste, girl. But go ahead. What do you got to say about that?
Low carb, no carb. I have an unpopular answer to this question. We get asked this question not just about these kinds of dietary needs, but all kinds. As you can imagine, people have a wide range of dietary needs. And unfortunately, my answer doesn't always make people all that happy, but it is what it is. I'm not a dietitian. I'm definitely not a doctor. I'm just a home cook. And so the way that I approach this is, if I'm not eating a certain way, or if I'm not following a certain diet the same way you are, I don't feel like I have the authority to tell you what fits your dietary needs and what doesn't. So I don't go about that on the site. I don't tell you that you're okay to eat these foods and not those foods, because there are so many different dietary needs out there. I think that that's really something that you guys need to talk with your dietitians and your doctors about. And more than just recipes, I would really talk with them about resources and tools of how do you look at a recipe and alter it to make it fit your dietary needs. And that's what I would go about. Now, with all of that said, once you have that kind of information, then you can go to the site and look for specific things. And I am sure that there are things, because there's over 500 recipes on the site. So I am sure there are recipes. Use that little search bar, look for things. I don't follow a low carb or no carb diet, so I don't know exactly what to tell you to look for, but I think that that's something your doctor or dietitian could tell you to look for. I would assume that a lot of our meat dishes and our whole chicken dishes and those kinds of things would be low carb. But again, I'm not going to give you advice on something that I'm not personally doing, because I just don't feel qualified to do that for people.
It'd be like asking me for hair care tips. I'm going to come up a little short with your information.
And I would really hate to lead anybody wrong and tell them, oh, this is safe for you to eat, and then it be wrong, because that's not what we specialize in.
Right.
So I think your doctors and dietitians can really help you out.
We are experts in not being experts in anything. So we're just here living life and letting y'all see a little bit of it.
Yeah. So, alrighty. Okay, so it's your question, right?
I'm out of questions.
Okay.
I think you got a question.
This one's for
you got a question.
This one is from Joe.
Yo, Joe.
Joe says, hi guys. First off, I want to say how much fear of the kitchen watching your show has taken away from me.
That's
Yay.
good stuff.
I cook with my wife, and I try to be perfect because I love her.
Don't
that
we all,
is very
brother?
sweet. Watching your show, I realize I don't have to be perfect. Just go in, have fun, and create something good. Your slow cooker Salisbury steak is a hit in our house.
That's very good.
Awesome. Secondly, you had a viewer ask about sizing recipes for different pressure cookers. Eric Thies, I think is how it's said, wrote a cookbook that has a very handy chart for sizing recipes from a 4-quart all the way up to a 10-quart. I got my book off of QVC. I don't know if Amazon has it. We'll look for it, and if we can find it, we'll link it down below for you pressure cooker folks.
That is great information.
Yes, thank you. That's very helpful.
That answers a couple of our reader questions about how to, to take a 10-quart and do a 2-quart recipe. That's great.
Totally. Thirdly, it is refreshing to hear someone mention church on the air. Could you say more about how God got you where you are? Sincerely, Joe.
Well, thank you, Joe. First off, we're very, very happy that you're not scared to be in a kitchen.
Yes.
And I just think it's awesome that you cook for your wife. When you see a guy go into a kitchen and cook for his wife, I think that's a little romantic, don't you?
If you did the dishes, that would be romantic.
Hey, Joe, let me give you a tip.
Do the dishes.
Do the dishes. You'll go way farther in life, buddy. But
speaking from experience.
No, because I never do the dishes. Again, I'm an expert in not being an expert in anything, even romance. But to answer the last part of your question about Joe asking how God got us where we are, we firmly believe that our calling is to speak life into people, and this is a great avenue to do that.
And be us.
And just to be us. And us is Christians. We're definitely not linguists. Us is Christian. But we're Christians. We have a firm faith in the Bible and in Jesus, his birth, his life, his death, his reresurrection.
But that doesn't mean that this show or the people that we engage with or the people in the Crock posse have to believe the same things that we do. We're just being us.
It's cool that people are watching the Church Song Sundays playlist. I love that. I really enjoy doing that. I think that's one of my callings is to sing. That I think God gave me the gift of music, and I'm definitely going to use that for Him. We feed people all the time. In this house, we feed people not just with crock pots, but with words. We speak life. That is our creed in this house. It is our code. We speak life.
And that doesn't mean that we don't mess up. And don't sometimes bring negativity, but what...
Well, I'm a redneck and she's a hillbilly. We're both hard-headed, and if we don't get our way...
We might disagree occasionally.
From time to time.
And then he knows I'm right, and then everything's better.
Most of the time. But when it comes down to it, we have learned in a relationship that's almost 20 years old and a marriage that's over 18 years old that it works out a lot better when two things happen. One, when I agree with her, and two,
Definitely.
When we speak life.
Yeah. I think mainly, God changes us from the inside out. We can't control the circumstances around us, and so when you ask, just to put it simply, for me personally, God centers me, and helps me make sure that I'm coming from the right place when I approach others and go out into my everyday life. And God has played a huge role in my life. So that's just what it is. But it's also something you're going to see from time to time because it's a part of who we are. And we really are big believers in being who we are.
Right. Absolutely. Be authentic, be real, be who you are.
I think the bottom line is we hope to encourage people.
Yes.
And the way that we can do that is help encourage people in their kitchens.
We're not here to exclude anyone.
We're just here to hang out.
We're here to hang out, have a community, and have a good time. And be prepared. We're going to speak life into you. We're going to cheer you on when you say, I used to be scared in the kitchen, but I'm not scared now because you guys helped me out.
Yeah.
We're here to speak life.
That's one of our favorite things to hear is that somebody who has maybe lost interest in cooking is finding it, or is finding some enjoyment out of that, or confidence.
And we are going to shake our pom-poms for you. And you know what? It goes the other way as well. And I want to thank somebody. I don't have his quote here, but I got a message yesterday, right before I was going to work. I checked my phone one more time, and I looked down, and I had a message. And it was from a guy named Tim.
Hi, Tim.
And Tim, if you're watching right now, you have no idea what you did for me yesterday. But he sent me a message that just said that he just recently found our channel and that he is recovering from surgery after being diagnosed with throat cancer. And I think he said since May he's had a tube in his stomach, and that's how he's been fed because he couldn't swallow. And they just removed his tube, and he was kind of depressed and everything, and he somehow landed on our channel, and I'm hoping it was to find recipes because he's excited to be able to eat again soon. I know I would be.
Yeah.
I'm excited to eat every meal.
Yeah.
But, he said that he stumbled upon our channel, and he really loved it, and he thought it was well done, and he got a chuckle out of the salted butt, if y'all remember that. And
we'll have to put a link to that episode.
And that really spoke life into me yesterday, and it just did something for me. Tim, I greatly appreciate that. It gave me a confidence to realize that we're doing the right thing. We're just going to say, hey, why don't y'all come on to our kitchen and have a good time?
And this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
so.
And Tim had a good time in our kitchen, so
good deal.
Welcome back.
Good deal. Well, I think this next part, we're getting ready for our weekly menu, which is behind us. Well, part of it is. I think Mikey's erased part of it with his T-shirt back there.
She had a little doodle of a pig, and it's now on the back of my shirt.
But earlier this week, Aunt Lou was up. Some of you have been asking about her. She writes a lot on the site. Mm-hmm. She was up, so I asked her to write out a menu or give me a menu, and then I put it on our chalkboard. And so when she was up visiting, I let her have the spoon. She was so thrilled.
I haven't even got a chance to get the spoon. My sister-in-law gets all the fun stuff,
Aww.
And she got the spoon. When I was in college, I had this karate outfit because I was taking a martial arts class in college, and I remember after the classes were over that semester, I still kept the karate outfit, and the pants were so comfortable. They made for great pajama pants or just everyday lounging pants, and they were just so nice to have. And I went down to your mom and dad's one weekend and stayed the weekend down there with you guys, and when I packed my stuff back up and went back to my college dorm, my karate pants were missing.
Are you telling people that my sister stole your pants?
Yeah, and I want them back, Lou. I know it's been almost 20 years. I don't care.
It's only been 20 years, and he's been carrying that burden with
and I know
him
I
all this time.
I probably can't even fit into them anymore, but still, they're mine.
We can buy you some pants, dear.
Karate pants?
Do you want to go to karate classes?
No, I just want the pants. Okay. But now we're gonna fade into the clip with
a pre-taped clip.
Yes, a pre-taped clip with Chris and Aunt Lou.
Okay, guys, so we are pre-taping this because we have a special guest. Aunt Lou is here with us today, and Mikey's at work, so I stole all his cameras and lights, and I just decided that we'd go ahead and tape the menu. I'm actually letting Aunt Lou create the menu for us for this week. And so we are her little guinea pigs, I guess. So I'm handing over the spoon to help us through, to give us our menu. As you might remember, we do a menu based off of what our family eats. So our family will be eating these recipes that she picked out for us. And we'll start with a breakfast and a dessert. We do one of those a week, and then we have days built in where we don't do recipes because we're eating leftovers or we have special family plans. So take it away, Aunt Lou. Tell us what we will be eating this week. And should I be scared?
Never. Okay, first up is one of my own little creations. Actually, I think we created it together.
Yes.
Oatmeal raisin cookie overnight oats. And super yummy, and you get to feel like you're having a cookie, but it's good for you, like steel-cut oats. And then next up is one of my absolute favorites. This was another one I came up with. And it is a cream cheese caramel dip. I had no idea if this would work, and it turned out awesome. And I know that they have an orchard nearby that they love to go to, so I thought that would be a yummy dessert to have for their fresh apples all week.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we are probably going to stop by and get a bag of apples so we can eat with that. On Sunday, we have Sushi Sunday like usual. So we will not be preparing food that day that on our regular menu. We may do some taping, but other than that, Sushi Sunday it is. So.
And then on Monday, she is going to get to make Mama's meatloaf, except in a crock pot. And so that's our old-fashioned meatloaf. And we're going to pair that up with old-fashioned mac and cheese. And that's just a yummy mac and cheese recipe. Actually, Michael said it's the best one that he's ever had, and you can put some little cherry tomatoes on it if you like as well.
To clarify, I know we've tried to do this before. Yeah. Michael and Mikey are not the same person. She married a Michael, I married a Mikey, so.
Very distinct differences.
Yes, they're very different.
Okay, and then next up on Tuesday is the pork loin with gravy. Now, this recipe is actually based on one of my all-time favorite recipes, steak with gravy, and so I thought I'd try it with pork loin, and we actually did it on vacation and had amazing results and gobbled up all the leftovers. And then she's going to pair that with the cheesy bacon potatoes. I know that bacon is a favorite for dear Mikey, so I thought I'd throw that in there for him because they're super good and pretty easy to make as well.
Yes. One of the things that Aunt Lou just mentioned, she travels with her crock pot a lot, and that's one of the economical ways that your family goes on vacation.
Yep.
So she brings the crock pot and cooks what? Lunch, dinner, whatever?
We usually kind of do what you do with this. I'll plan out, we're actually getting ready to go on vacation here in just a little bit, and I'll take usually like a 6-quart and maybe 2 to 4 quart with me, and crock pot, and then that way I can make up some sides and some mains, and then we can have it for dinner and lunch, leftovers. Now, my Michael likes to eat out, so I don't make enough for every single meal because he likes to check out the local places, but I do try to make probably 75 to 80% of our meals.
Cool. All right. I'll dodge out of the way here.
Leftover Wednesday.
Yes, it's leftover day, and so that's when what I teased down here that we play in our house, we play what's your favorite thing we've cooked so far, and so that's the way we make leftovers a little bit more fun instead of, hey Addie, you're gonna eat the same thing you had earlier. It's okay, of the things we've had so far, which is your favorite, because that's the one we get to eat again. So it's all in how you present.
Exactly. Attitude is everything. And next up is Thursday, and that is the crock pot pot pork dinner. And I actually had a reader tell me that might possibly be the best roast they'd ever made, which thrills me to no end. It is a super yummy recipe, and a suggestion, if your kids like carrots, double up on the carrots.
Yes.
Ryder ate all the carrots.
Yes.
And then we still had Octavius.
Go ahead. He's whining, so he gets to be a part of it.
And then we had to finish it out with just the meat and potatoes. And so if your kids like carrots, then double, triple up on the carrots. And you're getting your kids to eat carrots. So that's awesome.
Yep.
And then on Friday, one of my favorites, it's crustless pizza. And then we're going to pair it up with Meemaw's garlic bread. Mom makes the best garlic bread, and it's so simple. And so it goes perfectly with this crustless pizza. And so I don't think you guys should be scared at all.
I think it's going to be quite tasty. Quite tasty. Now, I'm assuming that this one-pot pork dinner probably could freeze well, like pieces of it.
I think so.
So, like, if we're going to have pork loin on Tuesday, and we're also going to have a different pork dinner, I'll probably freeze parts of those to keep in our freezer for busy days or other leftover days where we can go back. So
yeah, definitely.
That's cool. Saturday is recipe testing, as always, as you guys know. So let's thank Aunt Lou for coming by. People were asking.
I'm just excited to get to stand on this stool and actually be taller than you
she's
for
excited to get to tell me what to do. That's what it really is.
It's hard being a little sister.
You can give me the spoon back. Some folks were asking if Aunt Lou really existed, and she does.
I do.
She does. So she helps us keep things running on the site. A lot of times some of you will hear from her when you have questions. She's answering some of those things. Yeah. And she's helping those of you that have subscribed to the newsletter, making sure that you're getting what you need to get. So thanks, Aunt Lou, for dropping by. You can step on down here and give me that thing back. No, she's not going to.
Having this spoon.
Alrighty, back to you, Mikey.
Yeah.
I still want my pants back, Lou.
Okay, so now it's time for our feature part of the show. And so we got several questions along the same lines, and it's something that we've been asked a lot. So Kirby mentioned this, Lynn, you mentioned this, and Janet also mentioned. People are questioning, how many crock pots do I really need to have if I'm not somebody who's doing it professionally?
23.
No.
That's how many we've got.
Because people are often in awe of the different things, but you guys, I think a lot of you know, a lot of times we're testing recipes, we're cooking 8 at a time, and we need different sizes and those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. So if I weren't doing this professionally and I weren't having that many balls in the air, so to speak, I definitely wouldn't have the number that I have. If I were just somebody who maybe did crock pot cooking once or twice a week, I would probably definitely have 2. I'd have a 4-quart or smaller, maybe a 3.5 quart, and then I'd have a 6-quart. And depending on what my budget was, you can go programmable, you can go the browning unit ones for your bigger 6-quart ones. But you can also get a lower end product that's just the dial on the front, and you can usually find most of those kinds of things for around $30-$40, like at Walmart or even some on Amazon. But if you want to invest in something for the future, do you want to get me the browning unit? The ones that can brown in the crock pots definitely are in the slow cookers are definitely.
That's my finger.
Oh, sorry. Are definitely a favorite in this house, but most of them cost over $100. So that's a little bit of a break in the bank. And they have this nonstick coating, which eventually, if you're not super duper duper careful, will pick and scratch. And so
even if you are super super duper careful, things wear over time, and it's going to pick and scratch.
So even though it costs more and it has a lot of convenience factors, like stuff doesn't stick in this sucker. And you can brown stuff without having to do the skillet. And I would say you can also use this like when you're traveling or just when you don't want to get this heat the stove up. You can brown and just cook like in a skillet in this too. The problem is I don't think it's going to last as long as your ceramic slow cookers. But if you wanted to invest in something like this and you only wanted one, but you wanted the option of being able to cook smaller dishes, this is our trick. We have these Anchor Hocking glass bowls, which can go right inside any 6-quart slow cooker, and you put water around the outside just a little bit, not all the way up, and then that makes your cooking your cooking vessel inside your slow cooker a lot smaller. So that way you won't burn stuff, because if you put a 2-quart recipe down in a 6-quart slow cooker without putting it in a bowl or something. Now, make sure it is a heat-proof bowl. Don't just put any bowl in there. But
shattered glass tastes horrible.
Definitely use the ones that we use all the time. I will put a link. But if you just put it in there, then it's going to cook super fast and super hot, and it's going to burn stuff. So this is a way to turn your 6-quart slow cooker into a smaller slow cooker.
Mm-hmm. Just be careful putting that glass bowl into that container, because again, you don't want to chip your
you don't want to mess up your nonstick. So if you could only have one, I would get a 6-quart, maybe not even this one, but a 6-quart slow cooker, and get a bowl that you could make smaller dishes with. There is another unit out there, watch that lid, that I also think is a really neat product. Both Aunt Lou and I own this one, and this one is, I'll put it down below. It's by Hamilton Beach. Again, none of these people are sponsoring us, but it has it has a setting on it and markings inside the bowl that are 2-quart, 4-quart, and 6-quart. So you can use one unit and turn it into whatever size you need. And that becomes very, very handy because they've made the heating work appropriately so you don't overcook those smaller dishes in this unit. So I think this is and it's a ceramic pot, so it will last a lot longer than those nonstick. So hopefully that helps you. I also have my 3.5.
I want to show one thing here. Yeah. See that? For the travel purposing only?
Yeah.
these lids
He loves
have
that.
clasps on it so that if you're transporting like to, I don't know, a lot of people do church potlucks, if you're going to a party, whatever, and you're going to put this in your car.
Taken to work.
One of the things that frustrates the time out of me is when I take one of our slow cookers to work, and I love, you know, guys, how much we love the Ninja, so much that if you're a subscriber, that on September 30th, we will send one of you a Ninja. But the lid slides on it, and you know, my truck has the bucket seats, so it kind of tilts a little bit, and so I've got to hold one hand on a hot crock pot and to make sure the lid doesn't slip. Well, if I had this, then
well, I wouldn't do that, but
no, well, don't do that because you'll dump the stuff out of your crock pot. What I'm saying is, the lid won't slide.
The lid stays on, so he really likes the clasp lids. So I hope that helps you guys. He's bringing my smaller one over here. Like I said, one of the advantages of having two units, a 6-quart and then a smaller, is you could put your side dish on to cook at the same time as your main dish. That's one reason why I would have 2 units, because I really like coming home and having everything done. So that's what I really like. So if I were going to get a small one, again, you can get small ones that are inexpensive. If you've got a little bit more money to spend, you can get them with the programmable panels too. So that's what I would suggest if I weren't doing this the way that we're doing it. So I think it's time to close. Mikey mentioned earlier that we still have the Ninja slow cooker, or the Ninja cooking unit giveaway going on. That's will end on September 30th, and we will just randomly pop out a subscriber. So if you are subscribed, you don't have to resubscribe. If you're subscribed, you're in the pot to win, and then we'll pull one out and we'll contact you and send you that. We can ship to anywhere in the continental U.S. So that's it. I think we got through the show, dear.
We did?
Yes, and I had no wardrobe malfunctions this time or anything. My thing would slide around, and I kept going like this the whole time, and the camera was messed up. It just was awful. So we reshot things.
Yes. Yeah. So, Crock Posse, we want to thank you again for watching week 3 of As Good As It Gets. We're very, very excited to keep doing this. We're watching that everybody is jumping on board. Our subscriber list is going through the roof. I've gotten almost 400 new subscribers on this channel since our last taping. Yay. And we're very excited about that. But our channel is filled every single day with something. And here's the schedule. Monday, a quickie. Tuesday, cook a Chris's dishes. Wednesday, whatever. Could be anything.
He just loves saying.
Yeah, it could be me and Ad, could be me and Chris, could be Chris and Ad, could be just Octavius running around in circles. Who knows? Stay tuned for Wednesday and see whatever we put on there. Thursday, another cooking Chris's dishes. Friday, a Friday funny. This last week was the Carolina Reaper Challenge.
So funny.
Holy cow. Have you seen the view count on that thing? We've only had it up for a couple days, and it's going through the roof, and it's because y'all are sharing it, and it was greatly appreciated. I will never do that again. Saturday is us.
Yes, when we get it edited. We're running late today.
Yeah, we're running late, but we'll get it out, we promise. You're going to see this until we get it done. And then Sunday is Church Song Sundays. Join us for a little round of music. Keep sending your suggestions, the songs you want to hear, whether it's new, old, whatever it is. And I'll try to get to it. There's so many songs out there I'm ready to try. But again, we want to thank you guys for joining us in our kitchen, joining us every single day and just hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Send us your questions.
Send us your comments.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye, Crock Posse.